Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Midland Civic Ice Arena here in Midland, Michigan for the third and final day of Short Track Nationals and the American Cup 3, also referred to as Am Cup. We're getting underway shortly here. Currently, it's 8:10 here in the Eastern Time Zone. Should be starting racing soon. We're waiting for the Zamboni to get done with the full resurface, and we'll do the national anthem. We have an actual treat for you today. We've got an orchestra doing the national anthem, so we'll be doing that before we get started. We should be starting here shortly. Looks like the Zamboni's got about 2 more laps to go, and we'll be all set and ready to bring you today's action live to the end of the day. Looking to finish around 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we're going to be starting off today with the Am Cup men's 1,000-meter heats. We're going to have 6 heats. Then we'll take a resurface break. We'll come back. We'll do the quarterfinals for the Am Cup group. Then we'll do the semifinals for the Junior A men, the B men, and then the B ladies with 1,000 meters. Then we'll go on to do then we'll take another resurface break. We'll go do the Am Cup semifinals. Then we'll go from Junior E to Junior C, take another resurface, and then we'll run the finals for the Am Cup, the Junior A's and B's. Another resurface before then running through the Junior E's through C's. And actually, after we get through the semifinal set from Am Cup through Junior C, we're going to take our long lunch break on the day. So we'll cut there. So we've got 13 events to get through in this first part of the third and final day here in Midland, Michigan. So we'll be back once the resurface is over.
Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Midland, Michigan, Midland Civic Arena for day 3 of the U.S. Speedskating H-Class National Championships in America Cup number 3. Getting ready for our racing program momentarily, but before we do, we ask you all please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats as the Midland High School Chemical Orchestra will lead us in our national anthem. That was awesome. Makes the whole family proud.
All right, folks, let's jump right in to the first heat for the Am Cup men. This will be the 1,000-meter heats, taking the top 2 and the next 4 fastest. In Heat 1, we have JJU, Chi Wan Zong, and Stefan Murr. This is event number 108. And once we get through these 6 heats, we will take a resurface break before coming back to start on the Am Cup quarterfinals and the junior A and B semifinals. Now we're getting the first heat onto the ice. The 1,000 meters is going to be 9 laps around the track. Not quite an all-out sprint like the 500, although the tactics in the 1,000 can vary from either a slow start to a build or somebody going from the get-go and forcing the pack to go at a pace that they don't want to go. And they're off. Is he not quite as slow as a start as the 1,500 meters, but not nearly as fast as the 500s that we saw yesterday. But settled in much sooner. Got 8 laps to go as leading the way is Chiwan Zong. In the second place spot, it's it's actually Stefan Murr, and then it's JJU in the third place spot. They've got 6 laps to go. And taking the top 2 and the next 4 fastest to move on. 5 laps to go. Now it's Muir leading the way with JJU and then Zong. 4 laps to go. Now under 500 meters left. And there's a move on the inside as JJU moves up in the first spot. If they come around the corner, they'll have 2 laps to go. Not quite at full speed just yet. Tempo's been on the lower side. 1 lap to go now. And it's the top 2. It's going to come down to the final corner. It's around the final turn. And so it will be JJU and Stefan Murr who get the guaranteed advancement into the quarterfinals for the Am Cup men.
Our chief official on the ice this morning is Dan Burynson Jr., assisted by Aaron Street and Al Johnson. Video review is Tom Porter. Starters for the American Cup are Brian Jeffers and Tom Connolly.
In the second heat, we're going to have Tyler Kroll, Ryan McAnuff, Caleb Park, and Kevin Gemender. Again, top 2 and the next 4 fastest moving on to the quarterfinals. And they're off. It's McAnuff taking the early lead, followed closely by Tyler Kroll. And then Caleb Park in third, Gemminger in fourth. And Park going from the third spot up to the front of the pack. And only 2 guaranteed to move on out of this group. 6 laps to go. Caleb Park looking over his shoulder through the turn. A little bit easier to look back and see where everybody's at. 5 laps to go. Tempo building now. We can start to feel the gust of the wind through the open window here. It's still Park, McAnuff, and there's a pass on the inside by Tyler Kroll up in the second spot. Gemminger falling off the back. McAnuff right now on the outside looking in that third place spot. No guarantees, though, to move on. Coming around, they'll have 2 laps to go when they hit the line. And now here comes McAnuff taking the wide line, looking to make a pass, trying to go around the outside in the straightaway, and going inside is Kroll. Gets around Caleb Park. McAnuff trying to get around Caleb Park. 1 lap to go. It's Kroll safely out in front. Park trying to hold off McAnuff, and with a good block thrown there through the straightaway, but it's going to be a dig for the line. And McAnuff, I think, nosed him on the line. Great adjustment by McAnuff. Was trying to make the pass in the last full straightaway. Park slammed the door hard on him, was able to keep his speed up, take the wide line through the corner, and I believe he outdug Caleb Park for the line. Now we've got heat number 3, just 3 racers on the line this time with Aaron Heo, Rowan Ryle, and Anton Paterson. Again, 2 skaters guaranteed to move on out of this grouping. See if they try to take it out fast, and Peterson's going to take it out quick on the start. Could work into his favor even if he ends up tiring out a little bit at the end. Pushing the pace early can make it to guarantee one of those third-place advancements on time. But it's Peterson, Hio, and Ryle as your 1, 2, 3 settled in behind Peterson in the black skin suit with the red stripes. 6 laps to go. I think we'll start to see the twitchiness in about another 2 laps. Unless they decide to play the long waiting game, wait for the final corner. It's a risky area because it's pretty much an all-or-nothing gamble at that point. Might want to try and move with at least 2 laps to go in order to get a second chance in case it doesn't go through. So twitchiness coming from the back of the pack. 3 laps to go. Peterson still in front with Hio in behind, followed by Ryle. Now 2 laps to go. And here comes Hio around the outside of Peterson. Peterson's got to make sure he blocks off Rowan Ryle. Now 1 lap to go. Hio coming off the front. Peterson looking to advance. He's got to keep Ryle in behind him. Into the final corner. It's going to come down to this last turn in the dig for the line. But it's going to be Hio, Peterson, and Ryle. Ryle looking to advance with a quick enough time. Got to wait and see with the other 3 heats still to run. In heat number 4, we have Luca Lim, Dury Brown, Gunnar Olsen, and Raul Zaworski. Now, the benefit of going later in the set of heats is you may have a general idea if you're trying to get advanced on time, what you have to do off the start to have the pace high enough throughout the entire race to make that time. But the benefit of going earlier is you have a fresher ice. It's much nicer, so less chance of a slip-up or a fall. There's the good and the bad with both areas. It's a clean start, but it's a slow start on this one. This is going to be Luca Lim leading the way, followed by Gunnar Olsen, and the Dury Brown, and finally by Raul Zaworski. Zaworski moving up on the inside into the 3rd spot on Brown. Slower tempo here out of this group. Again, with 4 skaters, you would have thought they might try to take it out a little bit faster, try to guarantee that that 3rd skater would move on. Now 6 laps to go. Luca Lim building the pace now. It's Gunnar Olsen just trying to keep him within reach while keeping an eye on Zaworski in behind. 5 laps to go. The tempo starting to build. Getting up closer to the top speed early compared to the other heats that we've seen so far. Gunnar trying to close down the gap with Luca Lim. Luca Lim looking back at Gunnar Olsen, taking a little bit of a peek and a little bit of a slip by Luca Lim. Olsen and Lim comfortably out in front. Zaworski looking to try to bridge the gap. Coming up to 2 laps to go. As Gunnar Olsen tries to make a pass around Lim, goes for it on the inside, gets blocked off. Olsen able to stay on his feet. It's 1 lap to go. Now here comes Dury Brown passing Raul Zaworski on the inside. See if Zaworski can pass him back. Going into the final corner. Zaworski can't get around before the entry. It's going to be the dig for the line. So it's going to be Luca Lim, Gunnar Olsen, Dury Brown, Raul Zaworski in that order. Again, that heat starting off a little bit slower. Picked up the pace more in the middle as opposed to the end for the other heats that have run so far. Got to see, though, if they built it enough to make up for that lost time at the beginning with that slow start. Now for heat number 5 with Benjamin O, Jonathan So, Brandon Blackley, and Sue On You. And they're off, and it's a much quicker start off the line. It's going to settle in front is going to be Jonathan So. Let's wait to see the numbers come around for the other spots. In second is Benjamin O. Brandon Blackley sitting in third, and Sue On You in fourth. Sue On You coming around the outside. Goes from the back of the pack, able to get out in front. Starting to drive the pace earlier. 6 laps to go. And here comes a pass on the inside by Benjamin O. Up in the second place spot. He's able to get around Jonathan So. Pack of 4 staying together. Letting Sue On You lead the way. 4 laps to go. Now 3 laps to go. Pass on the inside. As sliding in just before the entry of the corner was Benjamin O. 2 laps to go. The pass from Blackley, able to get up in that third spot. See if he tries to get around up into second. So it's So Blackley. 1 lap to go. 3 skaters in front as falling off the pace is Sue On You. They're going to stand up for the line, so it's going to be So, and Blackley as your 1, 2, 3. Pace picking up in this with 6 laps to go. Might be fast enough to advance Blackley on into the quarterfinals. Now for the final heat, we've got Shaner LeBauer, Sean McAnuff, Arthur Chung, and Adam Horath. Again, 2 more spots guaranteed up for grabs in this heat. And they're off. It's going to be McAnuff taking the first spot. It's Adam Horace settling into second. Arthur Chung in third, and Shaner LeBauer in fourth. 8 laps to go. There goes Chung with the inside pass. And so does Horace as they both get around McAnuff. McAnuff trying to get back on the inside. Shaner LeBauer looking to move up the pack from the back. And now Shaner LeBauer goes wide. Trying to get around in the far corner, going from the back of the pack, looking to get it in front, able to slot into second. Adam Horace needs to make the junction with McAnuff before he can get back, trying to think get in front of the others. 5 laps to go. And Adam Horace able to get back on the back of the pack. 4 laps to go now, as leading the way is Arthur Chung, and then followed by Shaner LeBauer, McAnuff, and McAnuff having to stand up, almost bumping into the back of LeBauer. Coming around the corner, they're going to have 2 laps to go. McAnuff and Horace trying to close down the gap, want to get in those qualifying spots. 1 lap to go. And it's still Arthur Chung and Shaner LeBauer as the 1-2. I don't think McAnuff will catch him in the final corner. Trying to get in with a quick time, though. And then Adam Horth finishing in fourth.
All right, we're now going to move into our first resurface break. As the next rotation, we'll have the quarterfinals. The men, of course, just running their heats. We'll have a short period of time to recuperate, get ready for their quarterfinals. But event number 109 as it comes up will be the ladies in their 1,000-meter quarterfinals. So we'll take a quick break.
All right, so that'll finish event number 108. We're going to take our resurface break right here, and then when we come back, we'll start running from 109 down to 114. We have the Am Cup ladies and men, then the Junior A men, the Junior B ladies, and the Junior B men, and then we'll take another resurface break. So we'll be back in 15 minutes. All right, welcome back, people. We're going to be starting with the M Cup Ladies quarterfinals for the 1,000 meter. In the first heat, we have Christine Piles, Molly Turco, and Jarabel Yatenko. And we'll be running through, this is event 109. We'll be running through event 113. Event 114 was scratched. So just got to get through 113. Then we'll take our another resurface break. Then we'll come back and do semifinals. Then take our long break to do the finals. Just waiting for the first set of skaters to come out on the ice. I think we got to wait for the starter to call them to the line. It looks like they're ready to come out the door. Looks like they're getting the track set with the blocks. Should be getting the skaters out of the door anytime now. And we can get underway. Out of the AM Cup Ladies, we're taking the top two finishers to move on to the semifinals. It's a slow start for the ladies. As Molly Turco taking the pace-making position in front. Kind of sitting in second is Yatenko. In third is Piles. And Turco intentionally slipping to the back of the pack, wanted to get off the front, have somebody else set the pace, then be in a position to set up a move in the last couple of laps. We've seen so far a lot of, or at least out of the guys' heats, they're waiting until that final corner to set that pass, but that was also with the chance to advance as a fastest third. It's only the top two moving on. You got to be either in that first place spot, that second place spot. There is no advancement for third unless you were to be taken out by a skater that caused an impediment. Pace building just a little bit now. We got 4 laps to go. Yutenko now starting to put down the hammer, trying to keep Yutenko in behind. Turco looking to get around Yutenko. Looking to get around Piles. And Yutenko trying to go around Piles. Piles trying to go around Yutenko. They're 29 and 26, and it's getting mixed up between the two numbers. Here we come to 1 lap to go. Turco going to have to move up at least 1 spot to get into the semifinal. As right now, it's going to be Yutenko that finishes 1, Piles 2, Turco 3. In the second heat, we have Daniel Amos, Julia Latai, Alex Burkholder, and Elena Schwartzik. And after this, we'll have the M Cup men. And we'll run through the Junior A-B semifinals. And they're off, and it's a real slow start. They're going to force Daniel Amos to take the lead. Julia Latai with enough time just to adjust her glasses. And it's Burkholder. He's going to take over at the front of the pack. Only Schwartzik moving up into second position. Latai going around the outside of Schwartzik, back up in the second place. 7 laps to go. It's Burkholder, Latai, Schwartzik, Amos. Again, taking the top 2 to move on. 6 laps to go. Now tempo starting to build. Amos looking to make the pass on the inside, able to get around Schwartzik. Now pace really picking up with 5 laps to go. As Burkholder and Latai trying to stay out of reach of Amos, but Amos able to jump on the back of the pack with that acceleration. 4 laps to go. Burkholder able to take the line she wants. Latai having to block off Amos. 3 laps to go. Amos looking to go around the outside through the straightaway. Could not get by. Steve tries to go inside in the next one, and trying to throw a block was Latai, but couldn't block off Daniel Amos. We're going to come up to 1 lap to go after this corner as Burkholder's comfortably out in front. Amos now out of reach for Latai. Latai lost just too much speed trying to throw that block that didn't stop Amos from getting out in front of her. And Elena Schwartzik coming to the line. Next we have heat number 3. We got Lauren Ziegelmeyer, Taylor Wentz, and Katie Ralston. Only 3 skaters on the line. I imagine we'll see more of a patient race out of this group because without needing to advance on time, they're all going to try to get in the perfect spot to wait to get in a qualifying position within the last 2 laps. And now it's just about getting into a semifinal. And there's the slow start for the 1,000. This is going to be a waiting game, kind of the polar opposite of the Kentucky Derby. It's Ziegelmeyer taking the pacemaking. Oh, no, sorry, it's Ralston taking the pacemaking, and then followed by Wentz, then Ziegelmeyer. Seven laps to go. Now settling into a rhythm, tempo building slowly here. 6 laps to go. And I don't think we'll see a move come until we're within the last 3 laps, but the pace picking up now. It's Ralston. And taking the wide line through the corner is Taylor Wentz, leaving the door open on the inside for Ziegelmeyer. 4 laps to go, move coming a little early. Ziegelmeyer and Wentz side by side, they bump. One forced wide, but still able to get back in that second spot is Taylor Wentz. 3 laps to go. Ralston just trying to keep the tempo high, enough to keep them from making a move around her in front. 2 laps to go. Coming around to the final lap. 2 corners to make a pass. They were going to see it on the final corner. And there goes a pass on the inside, blocked off, and trying to slide in tight to the blocks. And a dig for the line as it was Ralston and then Ziegelmeyer. Ziegelmeyer just skirting the very edge of the blocks. Had to feed that pass through the hole the size of a keyhole. I don't think we'll see anything for impeding out of that race. The referees aren't grouping up at center ice like they normally do in the case of reviewing if they would assess a penalty. In heat number 4, we've got Jamie Jurek, Corin Stoddard, Mame Biney, and Rebecca Simmons. And the last 2 spots available out of this heat. And it's Rebecca Simmons in first. Sitting in second, I believe that's Corin Stoddard. In third is Mame Biney. And in fourth is Jamie Jurek. Mame Biney wearing a different skin suit today. I wonder if after the relay yesterday just couldn't bear to put it back on today. No, when my brother takes his skin suits out of the bag, it's, well, let's just say they need to go straight to the laundry or into a biocontainment bag. Now here comes the move from Mame Biney on the straightaway with 5 laps to go, going around the outside. Able to complete the pass on the near straightaway, getting around Rebecca Simmons. Coming through also was Corin Stoddard. Jamie Jurek looking to get around Rebecca Simmons, but right now, Mame Biney out in front, trying to chase her down, is Corin Stoddard. And Rebecca Simmons trying to hold on to that third place spot. It's not a qualifying position, though, and Jamie Jurek gets around. A lot of ground to cover to at least get up to Stoddard, but with 1 lap to go, it looks like Stoddard and Biney will be well free of Jurek and Rebecca Simmons as Biney at the finish and Corin Stoddard. So they'll advance on into the semifinals for the Heartland ladies. So now we move on to event number 10, the Am Cup Men 1,000-meter quarterfinals. Again, taking the top 2 to move on out of 4 heats. We've got Caleb Park, Arthur Chung, Sean McAnoff, and Anton Peterson in this first heat. And they're off. Taking the early lead is Arthur Chung, with Anton Peterson going around the outside from the 4th starting spot on the line, getting out in front. Currently in the 3rd place spot is Caleb Park, and in 4th is Sean McAnoff. There's a pass going on the inside as Arthur Chung gets around Anton Peterson. Now here comes another pass coming from Caleb Park. Had to stand up, though. He bumps with McAnoff, and Peterson will block a move coming from McAnoff on the inside. Now here comes a wide line from Caleb Park, but can't get around McAnoff. 5 laps to go. Again, top 2 advancing to the semis. Anton Peterson still holding on to that 2nd place spot. Had to get around the block chaser, and then there goes McAnoff up in the 2nd place spot. Then there goes Caleb Park around Peterson. Now down to 3 laps to go. And it's Chung, McAnoff in the qualifying positions, with Park right now knocking on the door, but still on the outside looking in. Park going around, taking the wide line, see if he goes for a pass on that straightaway. Bell lap, 1 lap to go. 2 spots available, 3 skaters going on the inside is Park, able to get around the block thrown by McAnoff, and the teammate Arthur Chung a little bit tripped up on the final straightaway, but believe it'll be Caleb Park and Arthur Chung that move on. What a pass by Park, going on the inside, able to get around the block thrown by McAnoff. In the second heat, we've got Tyler Kroll, Shaner LeBauer, Jonathan So, and Rowan Ryle. And only the top 2 moving on. We got 2 skaters out of Salt Lake, 2 skaters out of Potomac. And a faster jump off the line is going to be Tyler Kroll leading the way, followed by, I believe that's Shaner LeBauer. That's Shaner going for the move on the inside. Able to barely get on the inside of Kroll, but couldn't get around him in the corner. It's Ryle in third. So currently sitting in fourth. Now So trying to go around the outside. And Murr trying to respond. So able to get around LeBauer. As now they got 5 laps to go. 2 skaters out of Salt Lake looking to advance together. But Shane LeBauer from Potomac trying to spoil the party as he gets around into second position. Coming around the corner now. We'll have 3 laps to go. Shane LeBauer trying to go from second to first. Give himself a little bit more cushion. Almost blocked off, but able to shed off the block. Shane LeBauer trying to pull away. 2 laps to go. Right now following is Kroll, but So falling behind the pace. And now it's 1 lap to go. Shane LeBauer with the excellent pass. Paid off. Able to get around the block. Thrown by Tyler Kroll. As he's able to advance. So it's Shane LeBauer and Tyler Kroll that'll move on. Jonathan So made a couple good efforts at it, but just couldn't get around Shane LeBauer. Next we have heat number 3 with Benjamin O, Brandon Blackley, Stephen Murr, and Luca Lim. We know Luca Lim's got a quick start. Just a matter of if he wants to try to jump out in front all the way, maybe cause a little bit of chaos with a high tempo early, forcing the others to try to catch up. Although you can never really know what these skaters are thinking during the race. Everything happens so fast. Sometimes they make a split-second decision just off the cuff. It's a decent pace start, but not quite as quick as the 500s. That's Benjamin O, followed by Luca Lim, Brandon Blackley in third, and Stephen Murr in fourth. 7 laps to go. Seeing the pace build here early on. 6 laps to go. Aren't quite going at full gas just yet. Now there goes Luca Lim with a pass around the outside with 5 laps to go. Now Luca Lim trying to press the advantage, trying to get away from the pack. Give himself a little bit of a cushion. 4 laps to go. Trying to bridge the gap. Benjamin O. Brandon Blackley looking to try to get around into a qualifying spot. Again, top 2, the only ones moving on. 3 laps to go. Luca Lim's trying to pull away. Blackley going on the inside, but blocked off by Benjamin O. 2 laps to go. Luca Lim getting caught by Benjamin O. 1 lap to go. Move's got to be coming soon. Blackley was looking to go around. Takes the wide line through the straightaway. See if he tries to go around the inside on the finish, but it's not going to get around. It's going to be Luca Lim and Benjamin O as the 1-2. Now for the fourth and final heat, we've got Ryan McAnuff, Aaron Heo, JJU, and Gunnar Olson. And the last 2 spots up for grabs right now. Looking to advance to the semifinals, try to get into as high of a final as possible. If you make it to the semis, you make it into the B final at the very least. Still a decent number of points available for the AM Cup standings. This is going to be McAnoff off the lead. It's McAnoff, Aaron Heo, Gunnar Olsen, and JJU. Again, last 2 spots available in this heat. They're coming up to 6 laps to go. And there goes JJU around the inside of Gunnar Olsen. But Gunnar Olsen able to counterpass back in the inside, able to get around both Heo and Yu. Pace picking up now. McAnoff trying to fly off the front. Gunnar Olsen making him a marked man. Now 4 laps to go. McAnoff trying to get away, but Gunnar Olsen's not going to let him go, and neither are Heo and Yu. 3 laps to go. As Gunnar Olsen tried to go for the inside pass, got blocked off. Olsen almost kicking a block in the far corner. 2 laps to go. Gunnar Olsen's going to have to get around, and 2 blocks kick. Gunnar lost too much speed there, sliding back into 4th. Right now it's McAnoff out in front, followed by JJU. Or sorry, that's actually Aaron Heo. JJU in 3rd. It's going to be Heo, McAnoff, Yu, and Olsen. Olsen getting pushed a little bit too far inside. Kicked the block and lost too much speed to keep his 2nd place spot. That'll do it for event number 110. As we move on to event 111. In this first semifinal for the Junior A men, we have Stephen Verdeen, Michael Koenig, and Greg Burnett taking the top 2 to move on to the final. And they're off. It's going to be Greg Burnett leading the way, followed by Michael Koenig and Stephen Verdeen. Yeah, 2 spots available out of these 2 semis. Pass on the inside by Michael Koenig. Seven laps to go. The pace building behind Koenig. Koenig looking comfortable, though, out in front, not having to swing his arms or pivot just yet. Right now, Greg Burnett just going to try to hang on to Michael Koenig, make sure he doesn't let Verdeen get around him. 5 laps to go. And Greg Burnett throws a block on the outside pass attempt from Verdeen, then throws another block on inside. Michael Koenig getting off the front. It's going to be a duel for 2nd place and that 2nd qualifying spot. 3 laps to go. Verdeen trying to set up another pass. He goes wide in the corner. Has a bit of a stumble. Has to stand up. Might have just lost too much speed. 2 laps to go. And Verdeen looks like he might have an issue with one of his inner edges. He slid in this corner too a little bit. 1 lap to go. And Michael Kane just coasting away. And Greg Burnett is going to be easily in with a qualifying spot for the final. Verdeen coasting through that final corner. It looked like he might have had lost an edge, as he had another slip in this corner. In the second semifinal, we've got the Master of Entertainment, Evan Flaherty, put on a show yesterday. We've got Henry Middlebrook and William Morganti. And only the top 2 moving on out of these 3 skaters. And Evan Flaherty quick off the start, jumping right on his tail as Henry Middlebrook and Morganti falling behind. Wasn't expecting the quick start. Evan Flaherty going to take this out fast. They're just going to try to drop Morganti and guarantee themselves a spot to move on. But Evan Flaherty out of Glen Ellyn. Henry Middlebrook out of United Capital Blades. And Evan Flaherty starting to pull away from Middlebrook. He's going to have 6 laps to go. Coming up to 5 laps to go for Flaherty and Middlebrook. Both of them safely in qualifying position. Now they just need to make sure they get to the line after another 4 laps. 4 laps to go. And Flaherty able to lap Morganti. 3 laps to go for the leading group. And down went Evan Flaherty. Flaherty looks to be in some pain, like he can't get up. He's trying to scooch his way inside the track. I think he might have tweaked his ankle real bad. So now it's Middlebrook and Morganti. Evan Flaherty looking to be in some pain. As a former hockey player, he's got a lot of physical toughness, but that looks like something that's just not going to allow him to continue.
Looks like Evan will need some assistance.
That's the same corner Evan fell in yesterday.
If we can get some help on the track.
As far as trying to get to his feet, as Carrion Street and Glen Corso are going to try to help him off through the corner door. Looks like he may have tweaked his right ankle. Evan Flaherty was off to a great start in that race, was leading the way. It just looked like he might have towed in on the far side. Maybe the ice was just a little too soft in one spot, and Evan Flaherty getting a little bit of the bad luck there. Ice crew now over, trying to prepare any major damage to the ice surface.
Full time for Ice Patch. We move up to event number 112, Speed Junior B ladies in their 1,000-meter semifinals.
Now we'll be moving on to the Junior B ladies. Event number 112. This is going to be their semifinals. In the first semifinal, we're going to have Anna Quinn, Sarah Berg, and Grace Trozen.
So our skaters now coming onto the surface of the ice, and this will be event number 112, Junior B ladies 1,000-meter semifinals. In our first semi, we'll have 3 skaters. They are in position 1, number 99 from St. Louis, Anna Quinn. Position 2, number 140, Sarah Berg. Position 3, number 125, coming here in Midland, Michigan, Grace Trozen.
And taking the top 2 out of this group. And taking the lead off the start, going to be Sarah Berg, followed by Anna Quinn, and then Grace Trozen. 8 laps to go. And no fastest third, only the top 2 moving on to the 1,000-meter final. A little bit of a stumble by Berg. Able to keep her feet, though. 6 laps to go. See if Berg tries to pick up the pace a little bit here with 5 laps to go. Still no drama yet with 4 to go. Trozen looking like she's getting ready to set up a pass on Anna Quinn. 3 laps to go now. Still waiting for that first real move to come into play. 2 laps to go. And there goes Anna Quinn with the inside pass. Gets around Berg. Trozen having to stand up. Couldn't get around Berg on the inside. 1 lap to go. Still got our pack of 3 intact. Trozen looking to try to get around, advance into the final. It's going to come down to the final corner. And there goes Trozen wide, but I believe it'll still be Quinn and Berg advancing as the 1-2. Next we have heat number 2 with Stephanie Velez, Cecilia Long, Rebecca Shumsky, and Leica Reyes.
The second semifinal, Junior B ladies, 1,000-meter distance, 4 skaters. They are in position 1, number 129, Stephanie Velez. Position 2, number 82, from Ada, Michigan, CC Long. Position 3, number 121, Rebecca Shumsky. Position 4, number 100, Leica Reyes.
They're very clean on the start. Yet only 2 moving on to the final. And there goes CC Long around the outside from the back of the pack into first. Sitting in second is Lake Reyes, and in third is Stephanie Velez. Right now on the outside the door looking in. And finally Rebecca Shumsky. This will be the last semifinal for event 112. 5 laps to go. Some movement coming in the back of the pack, taking the wide line. Was Lake Reyes, got around both Velez and Long. Now Velez gets around Long, and then inside goes Shumsky. Pack splitting apart. 2 laps to go for Velez and Reyes. Shumsky caught out in no man's land. 1 lap to go. The 2 leaders should just coast to the finish. They'll easily qualify into the final. That'll do it for event number 112. Moving on to 113. This will be our last event before the resurface break.
And to bring the next bunch of races at you, it's going to be Ken Long.
Thank you, Paul. Event 113, junior beam men 1,000 meters semi-final. 2 heats.
So event number 113, we got the junior B-men 1,000 meter semifinal. Taking the top 2, we've got Joel Foster, Andrew Hio, Aiden Lewis, Adam Hancock, and John Ricardo Aquino. Hey, good morning, Eddie. And they're off. All right, it's going to be a slow start. It's going to be John Aquino leading the way. In second is Hancock. In third is Aiden Lewis. In fourth is Andrew Hio. And in fifth is Joel Foster. 7 laps to go. And on the inside goes Hio trying to get around Lewis, and then sliding inside Lewis as well is Joel Foster. 6 laps to go. And 5 skaters battling it out for 2 spots. Pass coming on the outside by Hancock with 4 laps to go. And Hio looking to go inside. John Aquino was able to block off Hancock but couldn't stop Hio from going inside. And Foster up into the 3rd spot around Hancock. Now 2 laps to go. Is Hio, Aquino, Foster, Hancock, then Lewis. 1 lap to go. Foster looking to launch an attack, trying to come around the outside. Aquino trying to block him off. Aquino kicks the block, almost went under the skate of Joel Foster, and Foster finally gets around Aquino on the outside. So it'll be Hio and Joel Foster that move on. In the second semifinal for the junior B men, we got William Valentine, Nathaniel Casson, Brian Rim, and Aubrey Galvin. We have movement on the line. That'll be a false start charge to the group. First false start of the day. Either that, I'm just too tired to remember. And they get away clean. Bit of a slow start. As slotting it out in front is Kaysen. Galvin in second. In third is Brian Rim. In fourth is William Valentine. 7 laps to go. Pace starting to build off with the leader, Casson. Again, only the top 2 will advance. 6 laps to go. Now here comes a move coming from Brian Rim as he goes around the outside of Valentine. Oh, sorry, he went on the outside of Galvin. And then there goes Valentine. Valentine in third, trying to get around Casson. He gets him on the straightaway with the inside pass, slotting in just before the corner. 3 laps to go. Right now it's Rim and Valentine in the qualifying spots. 2 laps to go. Casson going to have to chase him down, wants to get into the final. And 1 lap to go with Rim and Valentine looking comfortable as they come around the final corner to the finish. And they will advance on to the final. That completes that block of events. So we'll be taking our resurface break. We just finished event 113. Going to start back up with 115 when we come back, going all the way through to 121. Run through all our semifinals before taking our long break, and then we'll come back and do the finals, the first set of finals on the day. Then I believe we have super finals to end the day. So we'll be back after the resurface. Welcome back, everyone. Going to get into the AM Cup semifinals, starting with the AM Cup ladies in event number 115. Going to have two semifinals, taking the top two to move on to the final. The first one, we've got Alexis Burkholder, Daniel Amos, Katie Ralston, and Lauren Ziegelmayer. We've got the track laid out. Should be starting any moment now. Just waiting for the skaters to come onto the ice. And here they come now. And they're off. As Burkholder, oh, sorry, it's Ralston leading off the start. Burkholder holding off, going to the back. Daniel Amos in second. And Ziegelmayer in third. Yet only 2 spots available to move on to the final. Just waiting for the pace to start building up. Move coming on the inside as Burkholder went up into the third place spot. Now starting to see the tempo pick up here as the pack accelerates into the far corner. 5 laps to go. Right now, Burkholder and Ziegelmayer outside of qualifying position. 4 laps to go. Daniel Amos with the pass on the inside. Going to try to get off the front into a little bit of a safer space. And here comes Burkholder going around the outside, able to slot in just in front of Katie Ralston. And he's going all the way around Amos as well. 2 laps to go. Burkholder clear off the front. Amos just going to have to hold off Ralston. 1 lap to go. And Amos able to get free of Ralston and Ziegelmayer. It's going to be Burkholder and Amos that qualify into the final. In the second semifinal, we've got Mame Biney, Corin Stoddard, Jerabel Yatanko, and Christine Piles. Again, 2 spots available to move on. And they're off, and it's a slow start. Not unexpected, though. It's Yatenko pick up the pacemaking on the front. Mame Biney in second. Stoddard in third. And finally, Piles in fourth. It's going to bide their time. Wait for the tempo to build before launching any attack. 7 laps to go. Six laps to go now. And here comes the acceleration as there goes Biney on the outside. And Yatenko falling back is getting around her. Also is Corin Stoddard. Biney and Stoddard off the front and clear of Yatenko and Piles. 3 laps to go. Yatenko moving back up in a third place spot. Got to chase down 2 strong skaters in Biney and Stoddard. They're coming up to 1 lap to go. As Biney and Stoddard comfortably within qualifying position as they'll finish 1-2 and move on to the final. Now we move on to event number 116, the M Cup Men 1,000-meter finals. Taking the top 2 out of these 2 semis. We've got Arthur Chung, Caleb Park, Luca Lim, and Benjamin O in this first semi. And they're off, and they're clean through the first corner. It's Luca Lim out in front, and move coming early. The Am Cup men much more aggressive as moving up to the front was Caleb Park. It was Park, Lim, Benjamin O, and Arthur Chung. And Luca Lim forced to go wide, able to stay on his feet, though. Going to try to get back in this race. Right now it's Park and Benjamin O in the 1-2 spot. Luca Lim trying to close down the gap after the stumble. 5 laps to go. And Benjamin O passing on the inside of Caleb Park. Luca Lim still got some time left, but still got a gap to close down of almost a full straightaway. 3 laps to go. And a stumble by Park. Started to fall off the back, and looks like a slip corner by Luca Lim as Chung slides in there. Luca able to counter pass back at the end of the corner. Well, it looks like Benjamin O and Caleb Park are going to advance through. Tough luck for Luca Lim. Had the stumble, was able to save it instead of going down, but just really couldn't do anything else about it. Now for the second semifinal for the Am Cup men, we've got Shaner LeBauer, Tyler Kroll, Aaron Hio, and Ryan McAniff. The officials having a look at the replay. I think they're checking to see if somebody impeded Luca Lim, in which case he would advance through to the A final. Referee's still taking a look at that last race. Taking a while to look at the tape. I have to guess if it's taking this long, it must be close but not overly obvious that there's a penalty coming. If it was cut and dry, either a yes or a no, it would have been a quick decision coming back. But I'd take a guess it must look really close and is not completely obvious. And they're off. A bit of a slower start for this second semifinal. McAniff out in front, shadowed though by Tyler Kroll, and Kroll going around the outside into the first spot. Andrew Hio in second, Andrew Hio in third, Shaner LeBauer in fourth. We got 6 laps to go. McAniff going on the inside, passing Tyler Kroll. And only the top 2 will advance. And now they're really picking up the pace, going full speed almost with 5 laps to go. Kroll with a pass on the inside, able to get around McAniff. Shaner LeBauer looking to try to jump in on the action. 4 laps to go. Shaner LeBauer taking the wide line, trying to get around Hio, forced wide through the corner, takes it wide through the straightaway. Still can't get around Hio. McAniff trying to go wide around Tyler Kroll. Kroll tried to slam the door a little bit. Hio still on the outside looking to win. There goes McAniff around the outside, able to slot it in front of Tyler Kroll. Andrew Hio now trying to come around the outside. Shaner LeBauer still on the back of the pack. Kroll going to have to catch up with Hio if he wants to get in. But it's McAnoff and Hio with the bell lap, as they've been able to split away from Shayna LeBauer and Tyler Kroll. This will be McAnoff and Hio moving on to the final. So that'll do it for the Am Cup men. Next, going to event number 117. It's the Junior E-Men. We've got Justin Liu, Zubin Kumar, Ryan Olijnik, Benjamin Sullivan, and Jalen Lee taking the top two to move on to the final. And it's Justin Liu off the start, able to get out in front. And skater from United Capitalists, it's Jalen Lee, had a stumble, but able to get up into second place. And it's a 7-7-7, 7-lap race. In third is Zubin Kumar. And only taking the top two, there is no fastest third. Justin Liu with a gap on the rest of the pack. It's a battle now for second place, that other qualifying spot between Lee and Kumar. And trying to join the fray is Benjamin Sullivan. 3 laps to go. Justin Liu off the front, looking free to fly, but it's going to be Jalen Lee, Kumar, and Sullivan battling it out for that last qualifying spot. 2 laps to go. Jalen Lee still in second, and down goes Lee along with Kumar, and staying on his feet out of the chaos was Benjamin Sullivan. Benjamin Sullivan's going to come up to the line. He's going to have 1 lap to go, and they stop the race. As injured was Zubin Kumar, and for Benjamin Sullivan, that's going to take away the free qualifying spot he got for staying up. Looks like another lower body injury today, with Kumar going down feet first into the pads. It looks like Glenn Corso's going to carry him over to the medics. And that was on 2 laps ago, if I recall. But they're going to take the skaters off, so it looks like Benjamin Sullivan will qualify along with Justin Liu, as they're going to have them advance from the positions that they were in. This is the second time that we've seen this happen. It's actually only the second time in my entire career of speed skating that I've ever seen it happen. The other one coming the other day when the skaters were coming right up to the finish line as the starter blew the gun. Well, hang on. The Junior E men, they're standing over at the door, still behind the pad. It doesn't look like they're putting on their skate guards, so I don't know what's going on quite yet. We'll have to see what they decide to do. If they take them off, then I assume that they're just going to advance them through for the positions that they were in. And I don't think that would be a bad call. I mean, falling's part of the racing scene, and Benjamin Sullivan with the fancy footwork able to stay out of it. So on that alone, he should be able to advance. Ice crew working on the corner. Looks like they're throwing a patch in on the other side too, but no one went down over there. Must have been something left over from the Am Cup races. I'd really like to have a radio in with the officials, see what they're actually discussing, what's going to go on with this. When we do time trials at the Pettit Center in Milwaukee, I do the PA announcing there. I usually get a radio and we can hear the referees relaying the information all across their walkie-talkies. Right now, we're just blind over here right now and still have no idea what they're actually going to decide, because those junior E-men still haven't gotten off. They're just standing at the door behind the moving pad. I don't want to make any speculation, folks, but ice crew is shaving off the top layer of ice over on the near side. It looked to have a pink reddish tinge to it. We might have had somebody that got cut when they went down too. All right, now they're shuffling the junior E-men off the track. Actually, look, they're bringing out the Zamboni. So that is not a scheduled resurface. So there's something on the track. You know, actually, it looks like there was a trail left from where Glenn Corso carried off Zubin Kumar. So I think maybe he got cut, was bleeding, and now they're trying to shave that off the ice to avoid any sort of a biohazard. It's my only guess I can make here, folks, because it's kind of what they do during our hockey games. Whenever somebody gets cut real bad, they have to shave the ice the best they can. If that means they have to bring out the Zamboni because the track is just so long. I mean, it's from this side of the boards all the way to the other corner. All right, we'll be back, folks. We're gonna try to figure out what's going on. All right, folks, so we're going to take a resurface break. They're trying to scrape all the blood off the ice. So this is an unscheduled resurface, but we'll be back probably in about 10 minutes, all right? So go get some breakfast or brunch or whatever, what time zone you're in. We'll be back shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So we are going to rerun the first heat of event number 117. Number 79, Jalen Lee, is penalized and for impeding, and then Zubin Kumar, needing medical attention, will also be out of the race. So it's going to just be Justin Liu, Ryan Olijnik, and Benjamin Sullivan battling it out for the 2 spots. Liu and Sullivan were in qualifying position. Sullivan got into qualifying position after the fall, but was able to avoid falling with Lee and Kumar. And they're off, and it's Justin Liu. Again, this is a 7-lap race. They already did 6 laps. But it's Justin Liu, Ryan Olijnik in second, and Benjamin Sullivan in third. Benjamin trying to get back into qualifying position. We got 5 laps to go. Benjamin trying to set up a pass on Olijnik as they motor down the straightaway. And Benjamin able to get the pass on the outside line. 4 laps to go. Justin Liu safely out in front. Just going to try to stay away from any trouble. 3 laps to go now. As Justin Liu in the green top. It looks like they're just going to finish as they are right now with 1 lap to go for Justin Liu. He'll finish in first as long as he stays on his feet. Sullivan will be second, and Olijnik will be third. And that'll advance Liu and Sullivan. Now we'll go on to heat number 2 for the junior E-men. In heat number 2, we've got Jin Kai Yen, Ray Shim, Tyler McHugh, and Julius Kazanecki. And they're off. It's Jin Kai Yen leading the way through the first corner. Ray Shim in second. Tyler McHugh in third. And Kazanecki in fourth. Again, only the top 2 moving on. 6 laps to go. Got our leading group of 3. 5 laps to go. It is still Yen leading Shin and McHugh. Now 4 laps to go. Still same order. Got 3 laps to go. Yen still holding off Ray Shim. They've got 2 laps to go. Now they're coming around to 1 lap to go as they're well away from McHugh and Kazanecki. It's a dash for the line, but it'll still be Jin Kai Yen that gets the first spot. They'll both advance through, and Ray Shim finishes in second. Now we'll go on to heat number 3 with Isaac Gian, Xavier Lawrence, Hanson Peck, and Samuel Hart Gorman. And a false start on Hart Gorman at the end of the line. They will get away clean as it's Xavier Lawrence taking the early lead, followed by Peck. And then Gian and Gorman. That's another 7-lap semifinal long race. And moving up on the inside, that was Gian. Oh, sorry, Gian now going around on the outside. But Gorman trying to pass on the inside. Gian getting boxed out, having to take the wide line. He's going to fall further back in the pack. Still trying to take that wide line. Xavier Lawrence tried to lead this race the whole way. 3 laps to go. And a slip from Gian in the back, able to keep his footing though, trying to get around Gorman. Xavier Lawrence putting a gap between himself and the rest of the field. It's Hanson Peck currently in second, and Gian was able to get around up into third. Peck trying to block off Gian. They bump in the corner and interfered with. Still having to race to the end. Gorman trying to get around, and down goes Hanson Peck. I think he'll be advanced through, though. I think Isaac Gian will be penalized for impeding, and then Gorman finished in that second spot, so he'll also qualify. Now we'll be moving on to the Junior D ladies in event number 118. In this first heat, we've got Haley Choi, Penelope Romanelli, Kayla Gonzalez, Ellie Ripchick, and Cuban O taking the top 2 to move on to the final. Going to run 3 semis. Yeah, this is event number 118. We'll have to see if the schedule changes at all because of that resurface. I think we'll still take, well, we still have to take our long resurface break for lunch anyway, but we are going to be a bit behind schedule for the rest of the day. It's a clean start. Haley Choi out to the early lead. This is 1,000 meters, 9 laps. In second is Kayla Gonzalez. In third, Cuban O. In fourth, Ellie Ripchick. It looks like Penelope Romanelli was a non-start. Haley Choi, good half lap up on the rest of the field. Gonzalez still in the second spot, leading that pack behind. Now here comes Haley Choi, up to 4 laps to go. Four laps to go for the secondary group. 3 laps to go for Haley Choi. As Cubano's going for the outside pass on Gonzalez. Now goes inside in the straightaway, able to get around Gonzalez. There's going to be a battle for that second place spot. They got 2 to go in the group. 1 to go for Haley Choi. She's got him in their sights. But Haley Choi will not lap the field before the finish line. So now it's just going to be a battle between Cuban O and Kayla Gonzalez as they come to the final corner. And Gonzalez unable to keep the speed up to the finish line, so it'll be O that advances on. Next in the second heat, we've got Janelle Burhorst, Carly Elliott, Mackenzie Eigel, and Eunice Lee. And only 2 spots up for grabs. All right, hang on, people. Apparently we're getting an offline. I'm trying to double check. All right, hang on, folks. Need to double check. All right, we lost internet. Okay, folks, I think we're back now. All right, looks like we're up and running. Not sure what happened there. Ran up and down our Ethernet cable looking to see if it had been cut at all. Sorry, missed that race. But able to get us back up and running. I'm not sure, Paul, where she finished. I was not looking. I was running up and down. I've got like 100 feet of Ethernet cable running around here. So I'm not sure. I did not see where she finished. It's the first drop in internet we've had all weekend. Oh, of course it would happen right now, but at least it's just the semis and not the finals. All right, this next one, we've got Cameron Lute, Alice Shin, Piper Eady, and Catherine Vandergriff. It's Lute taking the early lead. Trying to make a move up the outside, and down goes Lute, and down went Catherine Vandergriff. So now Piper Eady and Alice Shin free to fly. Gonna have to see if there's any advancement on that. So a lot of laps left, though. It's 6 laps to go for Lute. It's going to be 5 laps to go for our leading two in Alice Shin and Piper Eady. Lute's got to make up about a half lap, 4 laps to go. Lute can bring it down to about a straightaway. It's going to be 3 laps to go for the 3. Cameron Lute's got him in her sights. Still got to make up some time, though. It's about 5 meters to go. And Lute, after the fall, able to make the junction. 2 laps to go. She's going to pass around the outside. So it's Alice Shin and Lute. Lute going from into the pads to into second. 1 lap to go. See if Lute just decides to coast here. Maybe she's going to try to move around the outside. She's going to take it wide to the finish, but able to get up and qualify. Impressive performance by Cameron Lute. After getting taken out by Catherine Vandergriff. All right, that concludes event number 118. Now we move on to the Junior D-Men.
Thanks, man. This is event number 119, Junior D, boys, 1,000 meter semis, picking the top 2. Position 1, number 44, Gannon Graff. Position 2, number 109, Darren Shim. Position 3, number 136, Daniel Yoon. Position 4, number 63, Christian Kim.
On this first one, we've got Gannon Graff, Darren Shim, Daniel Yoon, and Christian Kim. Gonna need to take a quick break for ice repair after both Lute and Vandergriff went down. So like I said, take quite a beating. A lot of racing on it. Might just be getting a little bit too soft with all the action we've had. Already we've had 2 skaters that have gone down today, had to be taken to see the medics. And the preliminary update on Evan Flaherty is a broken leg. We just got 2 more events after this one. Then I think we'll be taking our long resurface break. Yeah, Eddie, that's what the first report is on it. Thinking he might have done it when he towed in, not on the fall, but actually on the toe. Because he actually didn't really go into the boards at all. And let's see where we are time-wise on the schedule. We're currently in, haven't started yet, the 119 event. So we're supposed to be here at 10:30. Call it 10:36. So we're running at least 15 minutes behind schedule right now after having to take that unexpected resurface break. So waiting for the skaters to get called back to the line. And they're off. And a slow start. Currently leading the way is Darren Shim, followed by Daniel Yoon. Taking a much slower pace. Coming up on the inside, Christian Kim up in the second position. And it's Gannon Graff in fourth. Not used to seeing this type of pacing and tactics out of this age group. Taking one out of the books for the older skaters, 1500s. 6 laps to go. Pace now picking up. I got 5 laps to go. As it's Daniel Yoon leading the way, then passed by Christian Kim. So Christian Kim, Daniel Yoon, Darren Shim, Gannon Graff in that order. Taking the top 2 to move on. 3 laps to go. Pace now really picking up as Christian Kim driving the train at the front. 2 laps to go. Kim unable to break off Yoon, and Shim able to block a pass on the inside. But Shim able to get on the inside of Yoon. Yoon trying to counter pass. 1 lap to go. It's Kim, Yoon. No, sorry, it's Kim, Shim, Yoon. Here they come for the finish. And they're going to finish in the same order. It's Kim, Shim, Yoon. Well, Kim and Shim will advance on. Next up is the second semifinal.
Position 4, number 118, Jordan Stoltz. Position 5, number 108, Ryan Shane.
In the second semifinal, we've got Rory O'Brien, Sean Kim, Oliver Rogalski, Jordan Stoles, and Ryan Shane. And the second heat is underway. As it's Sean Kim Jordan Stoles in second position. In third right now is Oliver Rogalski. In fourth, I believe that's Ryan Shane. And then in fifth is Rory O'Brien. Six laps to go. Still Sean Kim leading the way. Jordan Stoles in second. Two skaters will be taken out. 5 laps to go. 2 skaters to advance. No fastest thirds out of these 3 semifinals. 4 laps to go. Oh, this is only the junior D-man. We can still feel the gust of wind coming here through the open window. Kim looking comfortable. Stoles trying to hang on to the back of Kim. Oliver Rogalski needing to make the junction. 2 laps to go. As Kim cruising comfortably in front. 1 lap to go. The order stands will be Kim and Stoles that move on. So it will be Kim and Stoles as your 1-2. Rogalski finishing in third. In the third and final semifinal, we've got Nicholas Gutovsky, Sung Min Kwan, Carl Tatelli, and Jonathan Tobin. It's a clean start as they're underway. But Quan leading the way. Got 8 laps to go. Tobin in second, but passing him on the inside. Carl Titelli out of Northbrook. Side by side through the far corner. 7 laps to go. Tobin taking the wide line. Trying to get back around Carl Titelli. Quan, Titelli, Tobin, and Sklutovsky. Tobin trying to come up the outside. 5 laps to go. Still trying to get around Carl Titelli. Tobin spending a lot of extra energy skating that wide track for a couple laps in a row. 4 laps to go. Carl Titelli's going to try and keep Quan within his reach. Tobin trying to catch up. They're going to be coming up to 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go.
Quan and Titelli looking comfortable in front. Tobin still got a lot of work to do if he wants to catch him. He's got 1 lap left to do it. And Quan breaking away now from Titelli. Titelli looking back to see where Tobin is. And it looks like Carl Titelli can really feel the burn in his legs as he's shaking his head. It'll be Quan and Carl Titelli that are moving on. Next up is event number 120. In this first Junior C Ladies semifinal, we've got Una Wilhoit, Abigail Sorensen, Samantha Leventis, Hannah Stoles, Elizabeth Johnson, and Renee Miller. A false start. Going to have 5 1500s to get through here. They get away clean on the second try on the start. Trying to get a number off the side of the helmet. I believe that is Abigail Sorensen in front. Hannah Stoles in second. Top 3 will move on to the final out of these 2 semis. Una Wilhoit in third. In fourth right now is Samantha Leventis. I believe that is Elizabeth Johnson in fifth. And Renee Miller sitting in sixth. And Abigail Sorensen just taking a flyer off the front. Going to force the rest of the group to chase her down. It's like an early breakaway move in a stage of the Tour de France. See if it pays off for Sorensen or not. Right now leading the pack is Renee Miller, followed by Una Wilhoit, as they're trying to reel in Abigail Sorensen. 8 laps to go. And the gap closing down. Again, top 3 will move on. 7 laps to go. As Sorensen's lead comes to 0. Now 6 laps to go. Sorensen on the front of the group. Renee Miller seemed to be content just to sit there and wait. Now 5 laps to go. We've got movement in the pack. Renee Miller going around Sorensen into first position on the outside. Going inside is Una Wilhoit. And up into third, I believe that's Elizabeth Johnson. Samantha Leventis trying to make a move. Pack of 4 breaking off the front. Renee Miller still driving the train. It's Elizabeth Johnson in second. Una Wilhoit in third. Samantha Leventis in fourth. Coming around the corner, they'll have 2 laps to go. Renee Miller trying to hold on to that lead. And down goes Una Wilhoit. Looks like she stepped on a block. Got the leading group of 3. Going around the outside was Elizabeth Johnson with 1 lap to go. It was Johnson, Miller, Leventis right now. And they will finish in that order. Una Wilhoit was in qualifying position, but I don't think she was impeded. I think she stepped on a block. We'll have to see what the officials give as their call. But from this perspective, I couldn't see anything there that suggested that there was any impeding taking place. In this second semifinal, we've got Ava Fradlin Ryan, Christine Lee, Catherine Liu, Ella Trozen, Isabella Main, and Shreya Arun. Again, taking the top 3 to move on to the final. A slow start off. Slow start off into the corner for these ladies. They got to pick up the pace a little bit, though, otherwise they're going to make them reset. And now coming out in front was Ella Trozen, forcing the rest of the pack to pick up the pace. Shadowing the move is Christine Lee, followed by Shreya Arun. Now Christine Lee into the front. Sliding in second is Isabella Main. Ella Trozen trying to block out Shreya Arun, but Arun sliding into that third place spot. So it's Lee, Main, Arun, Trozen, followed by, only counting 5 skaters, folks. So we've got an actual non-start. So it's Ava Fradlin Ryan. Looking by Christine Liu is not, sorry, Catherine Liu is not in this race. Arun moving up on the inside. Trozen looking to move up on the outside. Still a lot of laps to go. 8 laps to go as Isabel Main goes inside. Trying to muscle her way past Trozen. Now it's Arun in front. Here comes the move by Isabella Main. Christine Lee trying to come around the outside. A little bit of slip in the corner. It's Arun, Main, Trozen, and Lee taking the wide line again. So it's Fradlin Ryan in fourth. Christine Lee trying to shuffle a move inside. Cannot get around. Coming to 5 laps to go. Shreya Arun setting the pace at the front of the pack. Isabella Main sitting comfortably in second. Taking the wide line, looking around Arun into the corner. Makes the pass go through just past the apex. Now the game is on. It is coming down to 3 laps to go, and Isabella Main put a gap on Arun. Arun with a gap on the rest of the field. Pass coming from Fradlin Ryan, moving up past Trozen and Lee. 2 laps to go as Maine has a blue line to blue line lead. Here comes Fradlin Ryan trying to get around Arun. 1 lap to go. And Christine Lee re-enters the fray. She's right behind Fradlin Ryan. It's going to be a battle for second and third through the final corner. See if Christine Lee can dig for the line. But I believe it'll be Maine, Arun, and Fradlin Ryan as your 1, 2, 3 to advance. That'll conclude the Junior C Ladies 1,500 meter semifinal. Next up, event number 121, the Junior C Men, with David Scolari, Benjamin Fradine, John Lee, Spencer Ripchick, Nathan Lee, and Julian Kyle McCurig. A little bit of a slow start, but settling into a pace out in front is John Lee. John Lee moving back, wanting to have Benjamin Fradine take over on pacemaking duty in front. And he skates the wide line, looking for somebody else to come through, pick up the tempo. 11 laps to go. Still waiting for somebody else to come through, take the pacemaking off his hands. As it's still Fradine, followed by McCurig. And then Scolari in third. It's picking the top 2 as we have 3 semifinals. Only 2 spots available, 6 skaters out there. Still waiting for the pace to pick up. They got 7 laps to go. Once they start building the tempo, we'll start seeing those accelerations coming from the back of the pack. And now here it comes from John Lee. And Nathan Lee going after him off the back of the pack. And it sounded like 2 blades clicked going through the corner. And so Nathan Lee, John Lee pull off the coup from the back of the pack, trying to jump off the front, get away from everybody. Right now in third is Ripchick, but Nathan Lee and John Lee currently in those 2 qualifying spots. In fourth is Kyle McCurig, but he can't get around Ripchick. They had 3 to go. Down goes Ripchick, and down went Benjamin Fradine. Not in qualifying position. We'll have to see if they are advanced or not. John Lee still out in front. Nathan Lee giving chase as they're going to come around the corner for 1 lap to go. Next closest skater is Kyle McCurig. Well, he's a full straightaway back from Nathan Lee, so John Lee, Nathan Lee will advance on. The question is, even though Scolari and No, sorry, it wasn't Scalar. It was Spencer Ripchick that got taken down. The question is, will one of them be advanced or not? Again, it was only 2 qualifying spots, and they were not in the 1 or the 2 spot. The officials, though, having a conversation.
6 skaters also. In position 1 will be number 31, Jersey Ellyn. Position 2, number 41, Mark Gonzalez. Position 3, number 61, Brandon Kim. Position 4, number 47, Ryan Hack. Position 5, number 160, Alex Lotowski. Position 6, number
In the second semifinal, we've got Jersey Hitler, Mark Gonzalez, Brandon Kim, Ryan Hack, Alex Lutowski, and Matan Grodensky. And we're going to have to wait on an officials review over at the film box. The call back to the line quickly, so officials already out of there. We'll have to see what the decision was.
penalty in our previous race, number 85, Blue Campaign break. Call for impeding with 2 laps to go.
And Kyle McCurrig penalized for impeding from that last race. So Jersey Hitler leading the way. In second is Ryan Hack. Again, only the top 2 moving on. Mark Gonzalez in third. 12 laps to go. Jersey trying to drive the pace early, try to break up the pack. 10 laps to go. Oh, sorry, 11 laps to go. Now 10 laps to go as Ryan Hack takes over the lead. In second is Grodensky. In third is Gonzalez. Currently sitting in fourth is Lutowski. Brandon Kim right now in fifth. Jersey Hitler in sixth. Pace settled down. Come around the corner, and they'll have 7 laps to go. Tempo building with our leading group of 5. Now passing on the outside was Grodensky. Now sliding up on the inside and able to stay on his feet was Klotowski. Brandon Kim still lying in wait back in the pack. 4 laps to go. An acceleration by Skutowski off the front, forcing a response. Gonzalez is trying to make a move around Ryan Hack. Brandon Kim now going around the outside. Got around Gonzalez. Gets around Hack and gets around Skutowski. Brandon Kim really driving the pace now with 1 lap to go. Able to jump on the back is Skutowski. Gonzalez trying to get around Hack. Hack blocking him off. It's going to be Kim and Skutowski as your 1-2 to advance on. That's waiting for Jersey Hitler competing here in his first ever short track nationals.
We have one more race before we get into our lunch break here with our Junior C men. Semifinals at the 1,500-meter distance. 6 skaters as well in this heat. Position 1 will be number 70, Eric.
In the third and final heat, we've got Eric Laporte, Wesley Park, Andrew Kim, Hira Hansen, Dylan Gold, and Jun Soo Oh. After this heat, we will take our long lunch break. Currently running about 15 to 20 minutes behind schedule after having to have that unscheduled resurface. The racing will probably resume around probably around 12:10 Eastern time. Leading the way in this final group, it's Eric Laporte. Moving up on the inside was Hira Hansen.
That's 49. Hira Hansen is from Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Number 95 from the Dominion Club. Jun Soo Oh.
And then Jun Soo Oh sliding in that third place spot. Slower pace off the bat.
Followed by number 60, Andrew Kim.
Trying to see who's the non-start in this race.
2 skaters to advance to the final.
Andrew Kim sitting on the back of the pack. Nine laps to go now. A little bit of a build on the acceleration. Looks like Dylan Gold was a non-start for this race. Now here comes a pass around the outside. From the back of the pack, it's Wesley Park and Andrew Kim.
And Kim, 1 and 2 with 7 to go.
7 to go as Park and Kim are 1 and 2. Jun Soo Oh trying to play catch up.
Eric Laporte back to 6. 6 laps to go.
6 laps to go now.
That's Wesley Park.
Jun Soo Oh trying to make the junction with Kim
Andrew Kim
and Park.
2.
Junsu on the back of Kim.
Right there with them.
5 laps to go.
These skaters have separated now. But only 2 of
Got our leading pack of 3 as the rest of the field is broken up. 4 laps to go.
It's Park.
Still Park leading the way, followed by Kim, followed by O. Come around the corner, they'll have 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go.
And the acceleration coming as Kim slides up in the first place spot, followed by Wesley Park. And 1 lap to go. So it looks like Kim and Park going to finish as our 1-2 as they were able to get out of the reach of Jun Soo Oh. They'll stand up at the finish.
Skater on the track. Hira Hansen with a finish. And Eric Laporte around the final turn, bringing it home.
And here comes Eric Laporte up to the finish. So we're going to take our long lunch break. We're going to stop the stream here. I think we'll probably be back. Currently, we're at 11:25. Yeah, we're about 15 minutes behind schedule. So look for racing to restart. It's going to be after. It's going to be afternoon at the very least. It's going to say about 12:05, 12:10. We'll probably have our restart. So we'll be back after we take our long break. We'll see you then.